Hey everybody, I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes to see if anybody else trickles in before we start. Hey everybody, just going to give it another minute, see some more people coming into the room. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and get started because we've only got an hour in. Last time we took almost over the hour. So hopefully everybody can hear me. Welcome. This is Product Team Office Hours. We do this every other week. The goal of this is to go over the status of projects in our roadmap, what the product work stream's working on, and to show you guys the progress, and then to get any community feedback or hear pitches from the community if anybody has ideas for projects or features that they'd like to see on the product roadmap in the future, and then time for Q&A if anybody has any questions. So there's a Zoom link in the stage chat, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen on that Zoom link for anybody who wants to follow along. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Cool. So today we're going to go over the roadmap and look at what's next, and show you guys the progress that we've made so far. And then we're going to go over the product Notion board. This is just the board that the product team uses for like individual tasks, and kind of go over what we've done and what's coming up there. And then we're going to take a look at the Osmo web mockups for the osmosis integration. The buy sell page that's on .com, there's a design for that we're going to look at. And then the careers page, which is live on ShapeShift.com. And Beard will show us a little bit of the Yearn front end that they've been working on. For those of you who haven't seen it in the engineering demos, Beard will show us a little bit of that today. And then, yeah, just to make sure we have some time for any community feedback or pitches that anybody wants to come forward with, and Q&A at the end. No POAPs yet, but hopefully those will be coming back, I think, next week. All right, so I'm just gonna dive into it. Hopefully you guys can still see my screen. This is the product roadmap. Basically just gonna dive in and go over the progress that we've made. So this is all for the new web. A lot of this is for the new web app version 2 that the engineering team is working on, as well as the product team. So we just put the statuses over here for the update. And let me just actually move this because this is up about 30%. So a lot of these are a little bit on the technical side as far as engineering goes. So I won't dive into those too deeply, but just to know that there's a lot of progress being made on the new web app. They're trying to hit that, I think, November 18th deadline for that bounty that Eric put forward. So they've made a ton of progress. A lot of things are about 80% done. We won't put them at 100% until it actually goes live. The .com, the ShapeShift.com, we've been doing some updates there and adding new pages. We have a little bit more to do, which Hoff will cover, but we're about 70% of where we want to be as far as making the updates. And then Osmo support on KeepKey, that's well underway. I think they're almost there with the KeepKey support for Osmo as well. And then Yearn, this is the big project that you guys probably all know that's going on. Right now, we'd say it's about 30% done, but we're pushing really hard to get that done by the 18th. So hopefully that number will move up pretty quickly as far as the percentage done. But there's a lot of people working on that right now. And then this is, again, like a engineering Unchained WebSocket. Probably engineering can speak to a little bit more of the technical details involved in that. But as far as we know, it's around 30% complete. Osmo's trading, this is around 20% complete. Staking on Osmo around 20%, and then LP Cosmo Osmo around 10%. And why those are only around 10 or 20% is the UI UX is done, and so they've started just working on building those out. And again, these are all being done via bounty. And then OpenSea, this is something that Gray Machine is working on. This is a project he started on. He's done some UX for this. That's around 10%. And then hopefully next week he'll be working on it some more. Adding in the Tendermint blockchains, that's around 10% complete. Staking on Cosmos, this is around 0% complete, because this is actually the next big piece the product team is going to work on. So we're going to be doing the UI UX for staking on Cosmos, working on UX for displaying all DeFi positions in the new web app. So we actually split this into 2 parts. So one is we're going to allow people to see their DeFi positions across different protocols in one place, which will be awesome. And then in the beginning, we'll link out to those protocols. But then later on, we want to actually allow users to interact with all of these various DeFi protocols. So we've split that into 2 parts. And then Osmo Bonding, well, this is kind of like farming for those of you who aren't familiar with it. The Osmo proposal included providing liquidity, staking, trading. But bonding is wasn't actually in the proposal, but it is a feature of Osmo that we are going to work on because it is an important part of that Osmo's feature. And what this is once somebody has provided liquidity, for example, like into the Osmo Atom liquidity pool, they get LP tokens. And with those LP tokens, they can bond them to earn additional rewards. So similar to the concept of farming in ShapeShift right now, where you can provide liquidity and then stake your liquidity tokens. It's a very, very similar concept. But in the Osmo ecosystem, they're calling it bonding. And then, so that's another big piece that we're going to work on next. And then the on Juno on-ramp, off-ramp, this is the ability to buy or sell crypto. And this is a really cool project. For those of you who haven't seen it, there was a proposal that was passed by the community. So this will be the first fiat on-ramp, off-ramp provider in the new web app. So we're going to be kicking that off as well from a UX and design perspective. And then there's a whole bunch. I'm not going to go into details about every single thing on here. If anybody has any specific questions about any of these, please post them in the stage chat. Let me just check. Cool. Nothing. Doesn't look like there's anything that's popped up. But yeah, if you have any questions about the progress on any of the things that we're working on, please feel free to ask in the stage chat, or you can always reach out to us via DM or something on Discord. And again, this, for those of you who don't know, this is on Notion. This roadmap is public, so anybody can come in and view it anytime. All right, if there are no other questions. Hey, Meg, I saw you say hi on stage. Yeah, cool. So I'm going to jump over to the UX and design board. This is also public for anybody who ever wants to view it. And essentially, we have we don't put everything in here, but we have the stuff that's coming up. So things that are not started, things that are in progress, things that have been completed are shown in here. We had a lot of stuff. And then this is Webflow is the tool that we use to build .com. So this has its own column for anything that needs to be built on the external website. And then designs that are in progress. And actually, this one is completed. And then, yeah, so actually Yearn is being built right now. The designs are done, but I'm not going to put complete until it's actually, I think there might be some tweaks still getting made there. Anyways, so I just wanted to kind of go over some of the stuff that we've done. Osmo is ready. And then we had a bunch of, as you guys know, a lot of the Fox rewards programs that we had in the past got deprecated. So we did a ton of updates across UI and UX to remove all of those touch points from the app and the platform. And then we got Gem added into mobile. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff on here. So if anybody wants to see what the product team has been working on, it has completed. That's all in the completed column. If there are any other questions. Cool. No other questions right now. Awesome. So I'm going to go into the next part. We're going to look at the Osmo web mockups. Last time in the office hours, we looked at mobile. So let me just stop my share because I need to share a different screen. Okay, hopefully you guys can see the sketch file that I'm sharing. Noah, can you confirm, or Fox McCloud, can you confirm that you can see it?
Yep, can see it.
Cool, thank you. Awesome.
Yeah,
so cool, thank you. So we did a bunch of usability testing on the Yearn integration, and a lot of the learnings and changes that we did for those Yearn screens applied also into Osmo. So this will very much follow what we're doing with Yearn. And not to say that this won't change in the future, like after we build it and we get more feedback from the community, this will probably also change in the future, but this is where we're starting at. And I just want to say that in the effort of being agile, nothing is ever permanent, and we always want to continue to improve on our user experience. So this is not, there's actually an asset list usually here on the left side, but this would essentially be an asset details page. So let's say you were looking at osmosis. Please disregard the math. The math is not correct on these mockups. So in osmosis, you would have some opportunities like liquidity pools or staking in vaults. So one of the things we're also going to have an earn section that'll have like all of the potential opportunities across the ShapeShift ecosystem. But when you're on an asset details, you'll also see the available opportunities to you. So for this one, I'm going to show staking. So there's a Osmo staking. It has 124% APR. For those of you not familiar with it, right now the Osmosis protocol is giving additional rewards on top of the standard staking. So the APR is really, really high, which is really cool because the Osmosis rewards are awesome. So it is, I think, around something like this, 124%. I'm not exactly sure, but it's very, very high right now. So if somebody went to get started, they would get a little bit of an intro screen where they could just dive right into staking if they already know what staking is, or they could learn more and they would get some learn more intro screens. So here they would start staking. They would see the amount of Osmo that they have, and then they'd choose that the amount that they want to stake, or they could do a percentage of their balance. It would show them their estimated yearly returns. And then just we had a step before for agreeing to the terms, but we decided to put that actually just here so that we didn't have to have an extra step. And so the user would hit continue. And then we have introduced this left rail, which some of you have seen who participated in usability testing. Sometimes there's a lot of steps depending on which project it is, and sometimes there's very few steps, but this tested really well. And we can use it across every DeFi project that we bring into ShapeShift. So the first step is you're just confirming the details. So you're putting your Osmo into staked Osmo. The validator is listed that you're going to be staking to, shows your APR and your yearly rewards, and then the gas fee. And the cool thing about Osmosis is that there's very, very tiny gas fees. Most of the time, there's $0, which is awesome. Unlike all of those of us who are familiar with ETH, it's much nicer to do things in the Osmosis ecosystem. So, and then just a little note here, letting users know how long it takes to unlock their tokens once they've staked them. So they confirm the transaction and they broadcast the transaction. And this is essentially just the pending part where we're staking the Osmo to the validator. And then they can see here the transaction has completed. And then once they are complete, this would move up and they would see that they have these rewards, and this would be ticking up in real time. And again, this is our first draft of this layout for this for the new web app. This might change as we get more feedback from users, and as we introduce more protocols, we might revisit this layout a little bit in the future. But this is what we're starting with. And Beard, did you have anything that you wanted to add on the UI? Because I know you've been working on the Yearn stuff.
No, yeah, like she was saying, it's basically in flux as we evaluate everything and build it out. So far it's working pretty good.
And one of the things that's really cool is how they're building it is all of these components are reusable and really easy to build from. So going forward, a lot of the front end should be super, super quick, which is awesome. Cool. So I'm going to go down here. If somebody goes into their rewards, they can see here's their staking. They'll see the amount that they have staked. They can either stake more or unstake, or they can claim their rewards. Again, we're still kind of playing around with this layout. And then as we get feedback, once this goes live, there's probably tweaks that we're going to be making to it. But this was where we landed based upon the usability testing that we ran. And then they go into claim rewards. So again, we get this little stepper on the left side for consistency, and just so that the user knows, what the steps are. So here they just confirm that they're claiming their staking rewards. And then, and then here they were broadcasting the transaction. Sorry, I had an extra screen there. Broadcasting the transaction, and then their claim is complete. And that's pretty much it for the claim flow. It's pretty straightforward. And then the remove, I think, this is, yep. So here, if they want to unstake, a similar screen to stake, essentially just highlighting the fact that it does take 14 days to unlock their Osmo. Some staking validators, I think Atom is like 21 days. So different protocols have different times to unlock. So it just tells them their balance, and then they pick the amount that they want to unstake. They can type that in or just select a portion of the amount that they have staked. And again, here's that screen, or they're going to confirm unstake. So we're taking their staked Osmo and moving it into regular Osmo. Just a reminder again about that 14 days. The transaction broadcasts, and they can see that this is pending, that something's happening. And then once it's done, this would say complete. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is not going to stay complete. I'm sorry. This is unstaking in progress because this is pending. So they'll see that there's this little indicator here now on their staking. And if they open it up, they'll see, and this is an example, 2 examples, but when you unstake, it takes 14 days. So if this is an example, if they've unstaked twice at different times, but we want them to show the user that this is not available yet, and we're going to have the time for when it will be available for them in their main wallet. So again, this is our first round of this. We do anticipate that this possibly will change in the future as we get more feedback going forward. But for the first round, this is where we're at. And yeah, so users would see if they have a pending unstake in this window. And then, sorry, I'm going to see if there's any questions before I go forward. I just flew through a lot of stuff. Okay. Yeah, I agree, Ron. Osmo is awesome. I love too that you can just do so much in their ecosystem, and it's so cheap. Cool. I'm going to show you guys LPing. This should look very familiar to anybody who saw the Yearn flows. So similar to Yearn, you have like this liquidity pool, and then I'm sorry, that's remove. So the first thing is you get this little intro screen about providing liquidity. If the user wants to learn more, they can. They would go into the learn more screens, or they can just get started. They would add liquidity. So here, this is the Osmo Atom pool that they chose. So they pick the amounts. And then again, we just put this risks and terms on this main screen so that we can remove one step from the user journey. And then estimated yearly return, similar to what you guys saw before. There's this little left rail. They get to confirm the details. We let them know that their Osmo and Atom are becoming these LP tokens, and that's what they'll be receiving. And then just letting them know where the deposit is to. They confirm in broadcast. And then we're adding their assets to the pool. And then once it's complete, they can view their position, and then they would see, and again, this is still a first round, the value of their liquidity pool and the shares that they have in that liquidity pool. And I'm not going to go to everything, but remove is very similar. They pick the amount, the transaction, broadcasts and confirms, same kind of thing. And then this is very early, but we were looking at this earn section. So as you guys know, we're implementing a lot of different DeFi protocols. So Beard and I have been looking at, like, how do we organize this once you have participated in a whole bunch of them, or when you want to see all opportunities available to you as a user. So we've been working on this massive earn section and figuring out, how we're gonna display it to users, and what things that they have that are active versus what things that are available to them as opportunities. So this is still something that we're working on, and we need to make it very flexible because there's a lot of different types of protocols that we're integrating, like liquidity pools, farming, bonding, vaults. So we're trying to do it in a way that makes sense from an organizational perspective to the user, and also like that it's clear what the different protocols are. So this part of it is definitely been a bit of a challenge, but we're working through it. Cool. So I'm going to stop there and stop my share and just check the stage chat. Cool. The terminal. Yeah, shares. Yeah, shares is the percentage you own of the pool. Yes. I'll just see if anything else comes through the stage chat.
Hey everybody. I have a
Hey.
quick question, if it's okay.
Go ahead, John.
This is looking really great. So awesome job on these designs so far. Can't wait to use this. I've brought this up before, but this is just another push and reminder to please, I know it's not technically part of the bounty, but to please include bonding as part of the LP section.
Yes, thank you. We
yeah.
we covered that in the beginning of the meeting. It is
I must have missed that.
It's okay. It's one of the next things on our to-do board.
Okay, awesome. I'm so happy to hear that, because I just know that like we'll be missing out so much if we don't have it, and I think if we have it, people will be so excited to use this.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. That's all I had. Otherwise, these are looking amazing. Great job.
Cool. Thank you. Awesome. I'm going to hand this over to Hoff, who's going to show the careers page that's live on ShapeShift.com, and he'll show us the buy sell crypto page design that he's done. Hoff, are you able to move up to the stage on your own, or?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I wasn't able to move up there by myself. All right, I'm going to share my screen and Zoom. Zoom link in stage chat if you joined late. All right. I'll share my screen. So last week, we showed some static screens of the career page. So this is a live ShapeShift.com. Oh, we added this little farming call out to
your Discord, not your browser.
Yeah, wrong screen.
Okay, let me fix this. Cool. All right, is that better?
Perfect.
Cool.
Yep.
So actually, I don't think we shared this. This little farming call out beer designed and we implemented in Webflow. So Bethany probably mentioned this before, but the product team's kind of doing updates to ShapeShift.com moving forward. All right, so but up here we have some new navigation, and we did the career page. Click on that. So this whole career page, we kind of went over last product hour, so I don't have to get too in depth with the content, but this is kind of showing it live. Work with ShapeShift, how you can contribute, talk about the DAO. You can, a couple links of how you can participate. Got bounties, or you can view bounties, work streams, view proposals, have some little benefits. Work anywhere from world, healthcare through Opulus, work anonymously. You get little POAPs, you get paid in crypto, work with a distributed team. And call for Opulus is our kind of employment partner. yeah, so that's it live. It's also got responsive. So if you're on your mobile phone, we got a little menu thing here. Careers is there. Kind of similar content. So it looks pretty good on mobile. So this went live the other day. It's kind of fun. We presented the comps, I guess last office hours was 2 weeks ago. So in 2 weeks we got it all live and up. It's like the power of the DAO, moving quickly. And yeah, that's kind of it for the career section. Is there any questions on the stage or anything? Cool. None for that. And then we're also working on, I don't know, Bethany, if you want to tee up the buy sell crypto page.
Yeah, do you want to share that or do you want me to pull that up?
I have it. I'm ready to go, but
Okay, you can
see.
go for it.
Do you guys see it? No.
No, I
I
think you need to change your share.
No. All right. I have multiple monitors, so sorry. All right. You guys see that?
Yes.
Okay. So on ShapeShift.com, we have a buy and sell crypto page. Beard did kind of the UX wireframes for this and just designed it. So you have buy sell crypto in seconds. And we have this list where we put our partners. Right now we have Gem and Banks. We have a little toggle where you can search or which provider you want, and you can kind of roll over the various assets so you can buy or sell and see, data on how to buy or sell that.
And I just wanted to point out too, one of the reasons we're working on this page, we do have a buy crypto page on .com right now that's pretty bare bones and not very useful. And actually Pete Coyne and I talked about this a couple months ago, but he did look it up and he said that the pages actually does pretty well for us as far as traffic and as far as conversion. So we decided to make it a more robust and more useful page, and hopefully it'll even do better for us going forward.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward. And we'll, these little asset rows we'll add or take away via, what partner we have or using or what's available or what's not available. And yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. Thank you, Hoff.
Yep.
Awesome. That would be great. Yeah, I see LPX is talking about getting the .com website translated. That would be awesome. Maybe we could sync up separately, like in a different meeting about that LPX, if you want to set something up and talk about how we can do that going forward. That would be fantastic. Okay, cool. So the next thing is Beard is going to give us a sneak peek of the Yearn front end that they've been working on in the new web app.
All right, let's see if I can share my screen. Those pages look great though, Hoff. Good work on that stuff.
Thank you. We're not seeing your screen yet.
Yeah, I want to do my entire screen, but it's not letting me do Windows.
Yeah, it's weird. That's what it did with me. I don't know why I did that.
We can
All
see
right.
it now.
Do you
Yeah.
see Discord or my browser?
Browser.
Your whole browser.
All right. So this is the new web app. And this is the USDC asset details page, and you can see the new staking and vaults, which will live right underneath the main market information. If you tap into this, you'll get our new nice flow for adding to a vault. You can see your balance. You can deposit, withdraw. We have the stepper that goes over the different steps. You can enter the amount. And you would also see the USD value, and you can toggle this over or toggle here. And if you want to enter in a specific fiat value, then hit max. I have no USDC, but I'll do $0. You continue. We'll check if you need to approve. And then you'll see the estimated gas fee. Why do you do this? This is just approving our router contract to interact with the Earn Vault. Confirm. Oh, this is actually hooked up now. I don't even know if I can go to the next step. I'll do deposit. I mean withdraw.
I was going to say it probably shouldn't let you go forward with only $0.
I think it's just for testing. We took out
Okay.
the validation for that. So this is what the confirm screen looks like for withdraw. We'll basically give you an asset to asset component that tells you you're going to be sending in this and getting out this much. So in this case, we're withdrawing from your Finance's vault, and we're going to deposit into my USDC address. I want you to sign and broadcast. You go to this nice spinner, Dealio. Once that completes, this will turn to a check mark with a green circle, which Nikki showed in her mockups.
On the left one, it'll be the YUSDC, right? Because you're withdrawing from the Earn.
Yeah, this is all just hard coded USDC right now.
Okay.
None of the withdrawal stuff's been hooked up. It'd be cool if I can get to the other screen. Yeah, I guess I can't skip it, but yeah, basic idea.
Cool. And yeah, as you guys saw in the mockups, that stepper is going to be used across like all of these protocols that we integrate. So it'll be really, really cool, especially for ones that potentially have multiple steps. It'll be very clear to the user what's involved in participating with that protocol. Cool. Thank you, Beard. This is looking awesome. I'm so excited for this to go live.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. So that's all that we had to show today. Does anybody have any feedback or any cool ideas they want to pitch or questions for us? Now is the time. I'll check the stage chat. Cool.
Hey all again. So all these designs are so good. I'm so excited to use some of this. I just have a general question about what, if any, roles or bounties the product team is looking into and how any of those conversations are going. I know you had been talking to a few PM folk, and just if there's any update on that or how that process is going.
Yeah, definitely. We talked to quite a few people interested in PM roles. We have some projects out with a few different candidates. And then they're going to be presenting their projects to us as the next step. So we'll have more of an update probably on the next office hours, but hoping to find 1 or 2 people to fill full-time roles. And then there's a bunch of people interested actually on a bounty level. So definitely we will, have an update in a couple weeks.
Awesome. Glad to hear that's all moving forward.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for bringing all those people through. One thing I just wanted to also say is that I moved the proposal to be elected as workstream leader for 4 months. I moved that into Snapshot this morning, so you can vote on Snapshot or Boardroom today. And if you have any questions about me or my background or anything, please feel free to ask or DM me. I'm happy to answer any questions.
While we wait for some questions, I've got a fun miscellaneous thing to share. So this past week we had a call with IOTA, and we also just had a call with Near. These are 2 different layer 1s, and both are very interested in getting integrated into ShapeShift. So was just chatting with the engineers this morning, and we're coming up with like a playbook basically for any chain to be able to come add themselves. And we'll be working with IOTA and Near as some of the first chains. Basically, IOTA's got engineers that will be working closely with our engineers. Near wants to do a big bounty and they're comfortable with it being somewhere in the 6-figure range, basically, to incentivize any developers to come add near basically to the whole stack, the wallet side, the unchained chain adapters, and the little bit of front end work that needs to be done. But it's super exciting to already see just the first 2 chains we've talked to. It's just a no-brainer for them. They're super eager to get added, and I think this is exciting because it'll pave the way for all these chains basically to be able to come either add themselves or for anyone to be able to come add them. And it's just really cool to see kind of already the network effects starting to multiply, and seeing really strong interest from just the first 2 chains we've talked to about this. Yeah, stay tuned for more.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that news. There's one other thing I wanted to touch on, and this isn't the call for it because I think it involves a bigger discussion. But as you guys know, there was, a bunch of debate around analytics and whether we're going to have analytics going forward. The product work stream has been working on a proposal, just high level, but we're putting forward an idea that we hope solves, the debate. And our idea, and again, we'll probably have a separate call around this, but I just wanted to let you guys know that we're working on it. The idea is to create an alpha version of ShapeShift web app in addition to the regular private version of the ShapeShift web app. We're thinking that this alpha version will be an opt-in, first look experimental version of ShapeShift where features will be launched in their infancy. Feedback from the community, and then we'll probably set up a call to do a deeper dive and discuss it further. But that's currently what we're thinking as far as a solution to the analytics debate. So curious to hear if anybody wants to say anything about that, or otherwise just, we'll let you know once that post is up in the forum, so you can see the full proposal and then, post your comments and give us your questions or concerns.
Yeah, I really, really like this approach. I think it's an awesome creative solution that came out of that brainstorming. We mentioned it yesterday on the security workstream office hours, and Mr. Nerdhair was tentatively open to the idea. He seemed to like it. Definitely the audience that was watching the security office hours yesterday seemed to like the concept. And yeah, I think it's great. I think it's a great win-win where we can still get that meme of ShapeShift not collecting any user data, which can be a really cool meme and differentiator from our competitors. And then we can still get the data that we do want in a way that's opt-in, where users, I think, will be some percentage of users will be happy to opt in so they can get the alpha, they can get the newest features the quickest, and we'll get hopefully enough data that we need to inform our decisions. Definitely more than having no data whatsoever and flying completely blindly. And also, it'll just, I think, help minimize any bugs that slip into prod, because we'll have this kind of almost like a staging environment, basically, where we can put the new features out first, get feedback, make sure there's not bugs, get them battle tested, and then push them out to prod after they've baked for a couple weeks in ShapeShift Alpha. So I just think it's a great solution, and just props to the product workstream for and the whole community for coming together. And I know they stood up for users and made some really good points about how no matter how secure Pendo is, sometimes we can't control these third parties. And I think we landed on an awesome win-win-win. So just props to everybody. And I'm excited. I'll definitely be a ShapeShift Alpha user. I'm happy to share anonymized data in exchange for getting the best features sooner.
Yeah, I think it's super exciting. And I just wanted to also give a shout out to Mr. Nerdhair. He's done a deep dive on security on Pendo and syncing up with them and making sure that when we do implement it, it feels comfortable and we don't put any users' funds at risk. So thank you, Mr. Nerdhair, for doing that due diligence. We appreciate it.
Woo, go Foxes. Just props to everyone. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I'm every day in the DAO has just been so amazing, and we're moving so fast. So much opportunity, so much stuff getting built, such an awesome community. And the world has yet to really find out about the awesomeness happening behind these closed doors. So, but we're getting better. We're getting better about getting the word out. People are starting to catch on.
Going through stage chat questions. One is status of layer 2 integration. I don't know, Willie, maybe. Do you know that one?
Yeah, so it's definitely pretty high on the roadmap. Specifically what we have, like if you guys look at that product roadmap we were reviewing, we have other EVM compatible networks, like very high up. Right now, as you guys know, engineering is laser focused on this first milestone for the new open source web app. That does not include layer 2. It does include Ethereum support, Bitcoin support, MetaMask support, ability to use Yearn, 0x trading, and really high up on the roadmap, we have adding other EVM compatible networks. So things like Polygon, things like XDAI, not necessarily quite layer 2s, but because they're just forks of Ethereum, very easy to integrate once we have the Ethereum support in there. And we can add 0x, we can turn on 0x support for trading on those chains. Definitely layer 2 is absolutely on the roadmap. It's pretty essential. And so it's just development has not yet started on it because engineers are so focused on this first milestone. But fortunately, a lot of the work that they are doing, they're setting the foundation so that just like these other chains we're talking about, IOTA and Near, these layer 2s can be implemented relatively easily by anyone. And then, I'm really excited for ShapeShift to be a multi-chain interface that not only supports, sending and receiving on these chains, but bridges between these chains, trading on these chains as fiat on and off ramp. Support for these layer 2s improves will be there. And I think Product Workstream, we very much believe in the ETH2 roadmap and that the future for users using Ethereum is not on mainnet, but on layer 2. I very much believe that in the future, most users will never touch mainnet. They'll onboard onto layer 2. They'll bridge between different layer 2s to do what they need to do. And if they do want to off ramp, they'll do that from layer 2 and never need to touch layer 1. So definitely something we're looking at, but right now just focused on the fundamentals basically. And I'm really excited after November 18th, when we get this first version out there, we are going to be in a great position and for others to come build on top of this. That's what engineering is so focused on right now, is not only this first milestone, but building it all in an open source way that's clean code, well documented, and easy for others to build on top of. Hope that answers.
Cool. There's another question. Does ShapeShift support I18N? I'm not sure the answer on that.
That's just the localization stuff on Webflow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that for Webflow.
I know that there's a bunch of different options with Webflow, but we need to probably chat more about it because it's usually ends up being with these builders several versions of one page. So I'm curious how Webflow handles that.
Beer, we should just deep dive and look into that because I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is a good question. I think, Beard, do we have any kind of localization or translation built into the new open source web app? I know we have it in closed source ShapeShift.
Yep, definitely.
Sweet.
It's going to be the same as the mobile app. So we'll have these JSON files that people can just push commits to add translations or update translations.
That's awesome. I loved being able to, in Lisbon, pull out the mobile app and show locals that you could translate it into Portuguese. We onboarded a couple waiters at dinner one night who were crypto curious. One of them was a computer scientist, and they absolutely loved the fact that we were translated. So I'm glad that we're still set up for success there in the new versions.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like we need to figure it out for .com, but like Beard said, it sounds like it's something we can do. So definitely something we should address. Cool. Let's see if there are any other questions. If there are no other questions, I guess we'll end office hours. Thank you all for coming. Really, really appreciate it. And again, if you have any questions going forward, feel free to post something over Discord or DM us or Discord, whatever works. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to move the music back up here. Actually, I don't know. There you go. Whoever did that, thank you.
Thank you, Diggy. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody.